shadows of history.
At first glance, the global economy appears vast and decentralized. Thousands of companies, millions of transactions, countless decisions happening every second. But when you look closer, the structure begins to change. Beneath the surface, many of these companies are connected through ownership, partnerships, and financial networks. What appears to be a system of many is often shaped by a smaller number of controlling interests. This does not mean a single group controls everything, but it does reveal a pattern. Influence tends to concentrate. Over time, wealth accumulates, and once accumulated, it creates the ability to shape industries, decisions, and long-term outcomes. The question is not whether influence exists. It clearly does. The question is how it is built and how it continues across generations. The origins of modern economic influence can often be traced back to the 19th century. During this period, industrialization and financial expansion created opportunities for wealth accumulation on an unprecedented scale. Families involved in banking, energy, and infrastructure positioned themselves at the center of these changes. Over time, this wealth was not only preserved, but expanded. Through reinvestment, diversification, and strategic alliances, early fortunes evolved into long-term economic influence. What makes these families significant is not just their initial success, but their ability to adapt across generations. Industries changed, technologies advanced, but the underlying structures of ownership remained. And with each generation, influence was not reset, it was inherited, refined, and extended into new sectors. In the modern economy, influence is rarely direct or visible. It operates through structure. Companies are often owned by other companies, which are in turn controlled by investment groups, trusts, or holding entities. This layered system creates distance between ownership and public visibility. At the surface level, it appears that many independent companies exist, but when ownership is traced through multiple layers, patterns begin to emerge. Voting rights, board positions, and long-term shareholding play a central role in shaping decisions. Influence is not about owning everything, it is about having enough control in the right places. A minority stake, combined with strategic positioning, can carry significant weight. This is how influence operates in complex systems, not through visibility, but through structure. In the modern era, influence is rarely direct. It operates through systems, corporate structures, investment vehicles, and institutional networks. Ownership is often layered. A company may be owned by another company, which is in turn owned by investment funds or holding entities. This creates a web of relationships that can be difficult to trace. Within this system, influence is exercised not through visibility, but through position. Board memberships, voting rights, and long-term stakes all contribute to decision-making power. This does not mean total control. Markets remain dynamic and competition still exists, but it does mean that certain actors consistently operate at a level where strategic decisions are made. And at that level, continuity matters more than visibility. Not all industries carry the same level of strategic importance. Some sectors, such as energy, finance, and information, play a central role in shaping economies and societies. Control or influence within these industries carries long-term implications. Because these sectors do not just generate profit, they enable other systems to function. Energy powers infrastructure. Finance enables investment. Information shapes perception. As a result, these industries often attract long-term investors and institutional stakeholders. And over time, patterns of ownership begin to form. These patterns are not always visible to the public, but they exist within corporate filings, investment reports, and governance structures. And when analyzed collectively, they reveal how influence tends to concentrate around key sectors.
Wealth does not simply persist, it is managed. Across generations, families use legal and financial structures to preserve and transfer assets. Trusts, foundations, and holding companies are designed to ensure continuity. These mechanisms protect wealth from fragmentation and allow long-term influence to remain intact. Over time, this creates stability at the top of economic systems. Leadership may change, industries may evolve, but underlying ownership can remain consistent. This continuity provides an advantage. It allows for long-term planning, strategic investment, and resilience during economic shifts. However, it also contributes to concentration, because while new wealth is created, existing wealth often compounds. And when it compounds across generations, the gap between those who influence systems and those who participate in them becomes more defined. While influence can be significant, it is not absolute. Markets are influenced by multiple factors: economic conditions, political decisions, technological change, and consumer behavior. Regulations exist to limit concentration and ensure competition. Governments intervene when necessary, and new players can disrupt established systems. This means that even the most powerful actors operate within constraints. They can shape outcomes, but not fully control them. Understanding this distinction is critical because it separates analysis from speculation. Influence is real, but it exists within a broader system that includes checks, balances, and unpredictability. Public perception of economic power is often shaped by limited information. Complex systems are reduced into simple narratives. The idea that a small group controls everything is compelling, but it oversimplifies reality. At the same time, dismissing all concerns about concentration ignores real patterns in data. This creates a divide between perception and analysis. On one side, there is suspicion. On the other, there is dismissal. But the truth exists in a more complex space. Influence is real, but it is distributed, structured, and constrained. Understanding this requires more than reacting to headlines. It requires examining how systems actually function, because without that understanding, perception can drift, either toward exaggeration or denial. There is a difference between data and narrative. Data shows patterns, how wealth is distributed, how ownership is structured, and how influence can concentrate over time. Organizations like the OECD and the World Bank provide measurable insights into these patterns. But data does not tell a complete story on its own. Interpretation is required, and this is where narratives emerge. Some narratives exaggerate, suggesting total control. Others minimize, suggesting no meaningful concentration at all. Both extremes miss the point. The reality lies in understanding the balance, recognizing patterns without overstating conclusions. Because in complex systems, influence is rarely absolute, but it is also rarely insignificant. The idea that a handful of families control entire industries is often overstated, but the concentration of influence is real. It develops over time through systems of ownership, investment, and governance. It is sustained through continuity, not secrecy, and it operates within limits, not absolute control. Understanding this structure requires more than surface-level observation. It requires looking at data, patterns, and long-term trends, because what shapes the global economy is not a single force, but a network of influences, some more visible than others. If you want to understand how power and influence actually work beneath the surface, subscribe to Shadows of History.